again, welcome back. Today I'm going to be going through a method I find very effective for reshaping your gouges when after a period of time they go slightly out of profile, and this is quite a common problem, especially with the newer turner. So the method I'm going to show you is quick and easy and very effective to get things back on track. Also a few tips of setting up your grinding station accurately in conjunction with a grinder and, let's say, a Wolverine, a one-way Wolverine system or similar, a way of getting things accurate on both sides of your grinder. Okay, without further ado, let's get to it. Now this is my 1/2 inch bowl gouge, and it's a bit difficult to actually get it right on camera, but hopefully you get the idea. So the wing comes down in a gradual convex shape to the nose, and that to me is the ideal sort of shape you need for your wings. However, quite often through incorrect sharpening, what will happen is you'll get a concave wing like is depicted here with this image I uploaded from the internet. Now what's happened here is in the middle and towards the nose and the heel, what's happened of the wing, what's happened is there's been too much grinding in that area, causing a dip or a concave profile, which is very ineffective and very grabby and isn't very pleasant to use at all. So what I intend to do is to show you a very effective method of rectifying this problem and getting things back to the sort of profile that we're looking for. Now I'm going to be using my 3/8 spindle gouge for this because it's going to be quicker, obviously less metal to remove, but exactly the same process applies to a bowl gouge or indeed any gouge. So you get your platform and place the flute on the platform, and then you offer up the gouge, and then you create the profile you want. So I'll switch on the grinder and then offer up on the back of the wing and down. Check the profile, a little bit more. Now what you're doing, as you can see, is creating a horseshoe, and the profile is virtually there now. So just a little bit more on the wing. And there is your guide, and I'll go through that now. And then as you see, you've got a nice convex shape to your gouge. We could go just one more, just one more. That's better. So now you can see that you have got a flat all the way around here, and the object now is to remove that flat and get everything sharp to that horseshoe there, that profile there, and then you have reshaped your gouge. And it's merely a case of placing it in your jig to the whatever bevel angle you require for that particular tool, and literally go back and forth until such time as you have removed any shiny material there and you've got a nice even edge all the way around. And I'll come back when that's done and show you the result. Just finishing off now. I'm actually on the wrong side of the grinder for the camera. Okay, let's give you a close-up. So here we are with the reshaping finished, and as you can see, a nice sweeping convex curve down to the nose from the wing, and the horseshoe no flat spots on there, so you've got a nice edge right the way through, from the nose right the way through to the end of the wing. And now a few tips to set up your grinder in respect of each wheel is exactly the same as each other. In other words, when you do any grinding on the rough wheel, on the 80 grit in this case, to do reprofiling, when you transfer your jig to the other wheel for the final grinding to get a nice fine edge, then you need everything to be replicated on each wheel so that you don't have a different grind when you move wheels. So once you set up the carriage correctly to the manufacturer's recommendation for whatever model you're using, in this case the front of the carriage must be in line with the front of the wheel here, and obviously it needs to be square and as in the center of the wheel as you can get it. Now what I thought was, the problem is you can do all the measurements you like, but at the end of the day when you're doing the other side you might be a couple of mil out or whatever. So the easiest way I found to do it is this. Get a hose clip and put your hose clip loosely on the arm here, in this case of the platform. Slide it in and lock it off, and then get the gap here to whatever you like. It's immaterial here, but here it's just a couple of mil, and then tighten up the hose clip. And in this case I've just used a penknife, and now the distance between that wheel is, it just stops there. Okay, so that's this side sorted. Now we go to the other side, and this has not been fixed yet. Okay, so again slide the arm into the carriage and lock it off, and then move this arm around wherever you need to get it in exactly the same position as the other one, and then take the same measuring tool and make sure that the gap is exactly the same on this side. And as I say, make sure everything's nice and square. And then what I did was just use a little bit of hot glue just to tack this down in the position that I wanted it, and then once it was dry, then put the screws in to fix it permanently. And then whichever wheel you use, everything is in exactly the same setup from wheel to wheel. Well, I hope you find that of some interest. Thank you very much indeed for watching. If you have any queries, just put them in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers now.